Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back if you're coming from the podcast, but if you're not, this is our Loki segment. A low-key discussion about Loki, the show about Loki,
All
Good
the
for you.
Lokis.
presented by Invite to Party Podcast.
Yes.
Joining us today, Dave and Ray,
All right.
sans Brian. If you want to know the full story of what happened to Brian, just check out the podcast every Wednesday. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about episode 6 and season finale of Loki, which is called For All Time Always.
Always.
You just
Yes.
told me, and I almost said He Who Remains.
For all
You just
time,
literally
always.
For
Good
All
for
Time
you.
Always.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're immediately going to be talking about spoilers. So if you haven't and you haven't watched it and you've avoided the internet for the 3 days already and to avoid all
Sorry.
spoilers, yeah, I'm sorry you've been unable to open up any social media at all, or just Google. They probably have a spoiler on the Google page. Skip that. Skip us, actually. Go watch it. All 6 episodes. Go steamroll, just binge it. Then come back and listen. Well, listen to the other 5 first, and then you can listen to this one. It'll be worth it. But yeah, so we're gonna get right into spoilers immediately for episode 6 of Loki. Now you've been warned. I feel like we were, or at least I was, completely wrong. I think last week I said they're not gonna show the big bad. Although I was right about,
I
I
was
was
wrong.
so sure. I thought I was right about them not killing Mobius, or not Mobius. I just read the word Mobius. Killing Elvie or Sylvie or Loki. So I was fairly confident in that, and I'm glad it panned out because I was wrong about the big bad thing. I couldn't have been more wrong. Although they didn't name him,
He was
but I
named.
thought, did they? I
He,
mean, he said Kang. Did he say Kang? Or no,
He
no.
said
they
the,
said
no, he
the
said the
Destroyer, right?
Conqueror, the
The
Destroyer.
Conqueror. Yeah. So they alluded to it. And if you read, I was kind of annoyed that they already revealed the casting information for Ant-Man. And
Yeah,
we're
for
like,
Quantumania, it happened months
yeah, they
ago
already
when I
said the
said, hey,
actor.
they casted Kang, and it's the
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
I was kind of annoyed that they revealed that before this, because it would have been cool to be like to see like people. But as soon as I saw his face, I was like, oh, it's Kang. Kang's here now.
Most people
Just
don't
due to
pay
the
attention
casting
to that,
rumors.
though, by the way. As
That's
geeks,
true.
we follow this. A lot of people that watch the show don't. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
But then Kang the Conqueror was trending on Twitter with like 60,000 mentions. So now
It's
everybody
because he's
knows.
the next big. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, not this
So
guy.
Uh,
That's the
yeah,
spoiler here.
yeah, not this
yeah.
iteration. The multiverse is here. Um yeah, so I liked it a lot. I love the actor who's, I'm gonna look him up. I'm really bad with actors' names most of the time, but
Sure.
he was on a Lovecraft Country, I think was his, like,
Yeah.
not his
Yeah, he
breakout
was.
role, but like the one where he became more of a household name.
So here's
Um
something very interesting. This is technically not Kang. Okay.
mhm.
Yeah.
According to the comics, the version of Kang that started the TVA is Immortus. His
Yeah,
name is
and I think
Immortus.
you guys touched on that,
Yep.
like the variation last week.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
Funny
Look at that.
that the TVA was set up by a variant.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
variant
Jonathan
King.
Majors is the guy's name.
Majors,
Jonathan
yeah.
Majors.
I
There
knew
you
it was
go.
a J, and I didn't want to say the same
Oh,
name as before.
Yeah. So there's some comic accurate stuff here, and also way off the rails for comic stuff. I was completely wrong in my prediction that it would be a Loki. Um, Liz was completely right, saying that she really thinks it's too many hints not to be Kang at this point.
Mhm.
Um, so she was right. I, I I was blown away by this guy. I like what he had to offer energy wise into the scenes. He did seem very much like a the guy behind the curtain in Oz, the Wizard of Oz, except on amphetamines. Like he was very high energy in the scenes. Um, I was not expecting them to just introduce a brand new character at the last moment, so to speak. That did not make sense to me story
Mhm.
wise, but it all worked out.
It
Um,
worked out because
yeah.
he's the villain of the greater universe, and we're going to see more of him in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to get into, since the, you know, at the end of the episode, since we're already talking about spoilers, you have a giant statue of Kang the Conqueror, complete with like his comic like outfit, minus the
Mhm.
headpiece. But like, you know, I think that you're going to be looking at like a more dictatorship style TVA. Where he's out front and center and not
Mhm.
hiding behind the timekeepers. Um, but I did enjoy this variant of Kang or Immortus or you know Nathaniel Richards or whoever you want to call him, like because
Hmm.
um, he seemed like his motivations were pure and they weren't you know coming from a place where he wanted to rule things because he realized and it was very apparent by like the way that he was acting and stuff that like he's been cooped up in here for a long time and he's just tired of it. He doesn't want to be a ruler. He doesn't want to be in charge anymore. He's kind of gone a little nuts. I mean,
Hmm.
he definitely doesn't seem all there. Just you know the way that he's talking and describing things and stuff. He just definitely seemed off. Which I can't wait to see more of this actor playing the other variants where he's more
Oh yeah,
angry and and in your face because
yeah.
like it's kind of the fact that there's so many different variants of him and we have like an infinite potential of different personalities in them like he's just gonna be able to chew up the scenery no matter what
Yeah.
version he is. It's gonna be cool.
You guys didn't see Lovecraft Country, right? Or at
I
least
did
all of it?
not. I have it saved as like one of the. Right now, I'm
So did
watching
I. I
Shadow and
just haven't
Bone,
gotten to it.
and I think that might be the next thing that we watch.
I
Is
think the
watch
coolest,
Sweet Tooth, and then
one of the most exciting thing is his character in that is like completely different than this. So like his range is like he could like be anybody basically. So that's super exciting. Like if you saw Lovecraft Country and then saw this, you'd be like, this is like two completely different dudes. So like, he's a really good actor. So it's awesome. And to have such a high profile part, that's so cool. So yeah, super excited to see him in more stuff. Um, that's a little bit of the story. I just would say like the even like from the beginning of the episode, the effects were like movie quality. They must
Yep.
have like it was the best in the series so far. Like the planet at the end, like the multiverse, like the timeline and the way it's split and all that stuff. It was movie quality. So like Disney just flexing hard on everybody else on the planet with their ridiculous budget ability to do effects like this. There,
Mhm.
it's insane. The workflow there, like, it's
Oh,
crazy.
everything's in house now. They could do that.
Yeah, and they also, I think I was actually surprised because they made it almost. It feels like the other TV shows, like you could probably watch the movies and be fine. I feel like this is almost required. This is like a movie you have to see now to understand like the greater or even like the basic arc. Like it's not just like Thanos at the end of the Avengers. It's like
Well, they'll probably end up
it's
doing the
required.
storytelling in the movies to cover over some of the explanation, so that way, if you didn't
Hmm.
see the shows, you don't need it necessarily,
Hmm.
but you're gonna want it because it gives extra. It gives more explanation.
Hmm.
That's how I see it.
And the other thing that was revealed at the end was there's going to be a season 2, the first Disney Plus Marvel show with second season confirmed.
Sure.
Were you surprised?
Um,
I was a little surprised. I'm not
very
gonna lie.
surprised, as a matter of fact. I was
Hmm.
super surprised. There was no indication that that was going to be a thing at all, that Tom Hiddleston was even going to come back,
Hmm.
or any of that. To be honest with you, the truth of the matter is at the very end, once Mobius is like, "What's your name? Who are you?" I was like, "What timeline is he in?" And then I was like, "They can't end it this way. This is impossible
Hmm.
because they didn't cast any of these people for any of the movies because that would have already been in
Hmm.
like the news or whatever. What's going on?" And by the time I realized that, are they not stopping this? It said season two coming.
Hmm.
Like it was one of those realizations. It took
Yeah.
me all throughout the credits to piece all that together. So it was very cool.
Well, Tom Hiddleston has gone on record as saying like he'll keep playing Loki forever. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
So he's happy.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
a
Uh,
paycheck and a fun one, it looks like. You know what I mean? Like, why would you
Yeah.
not?
Oh yeah. he looks like he's having a good time. He's a joy to
Absolutely.
watch. Um, yeah, you know what that means? More Owen Wilson.
It
Wow.
You can
does, and
never
I'm
have too
very
much.
happy about that. Super happy.
So that means he is in a different like universe, right?
I don't know. What if this
Or did it
particular
change the current
timeline
one?
snapped itself back and Loki didn't exist? That remember he's supposed to
Mm-hmm.
die. What if all that
Mm-hmm.
happened?
Well, I think that there's the possibility that he wasn't thrown through that door from a normal time pad. That was
Mm-hmm.
Kang's time pad.
Mm-hmm.
So he might have the ability to jump more specifically to different times and stuff, different versions of the TVA. Who knows? I
It's
don't
going to
know.
be crazy. I want to know more importantly about the menace that is Ms. Minutes.
Oh
That
yeah.
clock got real serious real quick. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you are shady.
Shady as foot.
Yeah, for
And then
real.
Renslayer's not dead, so we're gonna see them little buddy cop action. Renslayer and Mobius
I
doing
don't know
whatever they're
about that.
doing.
They look like they were at odds right at the end. Because Ms. Minutes is lying to everybody. She's the only
Mm-hmm.
one working directly for Kang. Not even
Mm-hmm.
Renslayer's doing that. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Do what is it? Terminatrix? Is that her other form? Renslayer.
Terminatrix, yes. It was terrible,
So
terrible name.
yeah, but I mean, is that the end goal there? Is she going to become like the one who's fighting to break Kang's rule? And she's going to join the good
Possible.
guys.
It might be possible that they throw in a third faction on the second season. That would be really neat. You know, the TVA, Loki, and all the Lokis, and Renslayer as Terminatrix working actively against Kang. Maybe she didn't want to be lied to. Maybe she found out what was up. Who knows? But all that is going to spill out in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So looking back at this past season, because like a lot of stuff happened in this one, but built on the whole last season. What do you think of the season as a whole? I know that I had said it was my favorite Disney show so far. I'm assuming Ray's really hasn't changed that much, just because Captain
Well,
America.
there's two different things. There's favorite and most important. Loki has quickly
Mm-hmm.
become the most important of the Disney Plus series.
That's true.
My favorite, however, is still Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
They're two different things. I acknowledge Loki for its importance and what's going on, because that shit
Mm-hmm.
just launched Phase 4. That
Yeah,
Black
yeah.
Widow couldn't do that. This show did. You
I
know
was
what I
very
mean?
surprised that they did that with the TV show. I thought it would stay like how it had been, like not required viewing, just really cool, like fleshing out the story and the little details that we'll see
Well,
allusions to in the
actually,
movies. I'm
it kind of
assuming, but
is required viewing at this point if you want all the details. Because let me tell you something. They're not going to show Falcon ever again in the movies. He's just going to show up as
mm-hmm.
Captain America, and movie viewers are going to be like, "What happened here?"
Mm-hmm. And
Like,
what's his name? Secret Agent. Not
Uh,
Homelander. That's a different show.
what?
Uh, the fake Captain America,
U.S. agent.
U.S.
U.S.
agent
agent. Yeah.
John Walker.
He'll pop up. I'm assuming in the movies probably at some
All
point.
of
So
them
you'll
will.
be like, "Who's
All
that
of
guy?"
yeah.
Unless you saw the
Um,
show.
The Dark
I mean, they'll
Avengers.
probably introduce him a little bit more,
I
or
think
like
the
be
one
like,
with the
"This
least
guy."
impact to the movies, which is going to affect the movies the most because of the character, not because of the story, is WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
Like Scarlet Witch is going to affect that Doctor Strange movie
Yeah,
tremendously.
she'll
But
come
her
in super
show
OP.
didn't have an impact for the movie viewing audience, where the other two did or are going to.
So I'm curious. Thanos obviously was like he looked powerful. Like you could tell, like the first time you saw him, you're like, this dude is like gonna fuck shit up. But Kang looks like a dude.
Hmm.
So how can he be? I mean, everything I've seen, like quips I've read on the internet, is like Kang's like even bigger of a bad than Thanos. It's
Correct.
like how is he? But how is he a bigger bad than
Remember,
Thanos?
they
Well,
set up everything in the show. Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
yeah, like Thanos is strength and Infinity Stones, right? Like he
Mm-hmm.
uses brute
Pulling planets
strength.
apart.
Yeah, and his goal is to eliminate half the life in the universe so that the other half could thrive.
Mm-hmm.
He thought it was a benevolent goal, not so much, but like
Biotech.
ultimately, um, he gets undone in the end. Kang doesn't work that way. Kang isn't a in your face. He's going to get the Infinity Stones, carry out his master plan. Kang just eliminates your timeline. He just takes over. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so
That whole joke
he
that they made in Endgame, where Rhodey's like, "Why don't we just go back in time and kind of take out Thanos while he was a baby?" Kang
Mm-hmm.
does that. That's the
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
problem. Kang just makes people disappear out of the timeline, and once you're not in the timeline, nobody remembers you to even miss you. It's happened a couple of times, like in
Mm-hmm.
storylines where people are just not there anymore. So
Okay.
you have to be
I
like
just
careful of that.
My main concern is, will we have dope ass battles like the Thanos fights with Kang?
I think you can to a
Because Marvel
certain
has to have
extent.
that. It's a movie.
You're probably going to see him using like uh, weapons. I would say like laser
Weapons,
pistols.
indestructible force fields, and then when
Yeah,
shit goes poorly, he's going to summon the Council of Kangs.
yeah, and he's going to use time manipulation like he did in the elevator,
Yeah,
where
where
he
he
Mm-hmm.
was
can't be
just
hit.
you can't be hit, and he's
He knows how
everywhere
to
all at
duck or
once.
when to duck. And that was what I was getting at. He's mapped everything out in the timeline. Remember, you have to sign off on everything you've ever said in your life. It was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to illustrate that Kang knows all that stuff
Mm-hmm.
at the end, you know. So because he does. That's the whole point of
Yeah.
Kang. Like you can't anticipate him. You've really got to go way off book to try to figure out a way to figure this out.
I don't
Which
think that
is
he's going to be the big bad though. I think
You don't.
he's going to be the new Loki. I think that uh, there's a more powerful uh, character in the Marvel universe that
Is it
is
the
going
other
to
character
be
that was trending on Twitter the very next day?
what?
Galactus?
Yeah, I would say
no,
that would be the big.
no.
Do you think they would do that already?
I think Galactus is going to be the new Thanos, and that Kang is the
Final
new Loki level threat because Kang is going to be
Fantastic
manipulating
Four?
the timeline and causing all kinds of ruckus, right? Fantastic Four is slated for the last movie of Phase 4. I think that's where you get the
Silvers.
reveal that all of the like the timeline altering and everything has gotten Galactus's attention. He is now coming to Earth and sending his herald. And then you have that slow burn of him approaching, and then like he's going to be the big bad who everybody like the Fantastic Four has to fight. So then you're going to have, I think you're going to have more than one Loki level. You're going to have, sorry, you're going to have Kang at first, which is dealing with the quantum mania and the multiverse of madness and stuff. They're going to put him to bed. Then you're going to have Doom. You know what I mean? And then Doom will carry them through Phase 5 while Galactus is being teased. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and then Phase 6 maybe Annihilus as the Loki level villain, and Galactus arrives. Because you think about
Hey,
it,
I
like we
just
had three
gotta. I'm sorry.
phases. You know what I mean? They build.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So I got an idea. I'm just saying. Uh, Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania is going to be the last movie for Phase 4, and that's where it's confirmed that Kang is going to be cast.
No, the
Which
last
means
movie for Phase 4 is Fantastic Four.
they didn't. They just showed a four there that looks a lot like Fantastic Four. There's
That's
nothing
four.
there other than that. My thing here, because I'm going, I'm going with the evidence that they're putting forward here. Um, since Kang's not going to show till the very end of this phase, right? It with Doctor Strange doing what he's doing, Scarlet Witch, the whole bit, and there's a whole bunch of other movies there. What would be more impactful for the audience than actually seeing people wiped from existence where the other heroes don't notice systematically? Instead of Thanos doing it all at once? What if certain key people just disappear in epilogues throughout Phase 4
Yeah, it could happen.
and
Thor.
going forward? Do you see what I'm getting at now? Um, what if Quantum Mania is a time, like again, a time heist, but a heist in the quantum realm to free everyone from that? What if that's the
It
whole
could be.
point? Because Ant-Man's not taking Kang himself, but it's not supposed to be an ensemble movie either.
Mm,
Ant-Man's a burglar. He's a heist guy. What if the whole point is to break people out of jail this time? Time jail. You don't exist anymore.
time jail. I love that.
It could
Time
be.
jail.
I
It would
just,
make sense, is all I'm saying.
I'd be fine with that. I just, I would like to see a progression of villains that are like, that next level up from,
Yep.
you know, that tie through different movies and whatnot. Like especially like a mastermind like Doctor Doom who could set out,
I do want to see him in a movie. Like,
underlings.
well done.
I'm willing to wait for Phase 5 for Doom. Like, let it percolate, let it sit. We do have Kang. Kang's a good schemer as well. That's what I'm saying. Like, what if his whole plot is just going to work through the epilogues of each of the movies? Like, kind of ties all the movies together, even though they're on different levels. Like, we know Shang-Chi's not going to be dealing with any cosmic level shit in his, right?
Hmm.
And like there are some people that are definitely not part of this main story. I don't know if the Eternals are going to be touching on anything in the time stream either. But if you want to tie that in, the epilogues there, you know,
And
we'll
we
see
have
what
more
happens.
shows. And what
Yeah,
about what about X-Men? Where do they come into play?
who cares? It's X-Men.
Marvel X-Men though, so it's gonna be good.
Now they have X-Men, sure, but
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing for Phase 4 has been announced dealing
yeah.
with any of the mutants, so I think they're
Hmm.
waiting until.
Hugh Jackman's been hanging out with Kevin Feige a lot, by the way.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't
posting
need
things to
another
Instagram.
20
I don't
years of
want Hugh
Hugh
Jackman.
Jackman.
I will tell
Yeah,
you right now, I already don't like the Wolverine character enough and Hugh Jackman was the only thing that was good about it. Don't resurrect this man from the grave
yeah.
to
He
to be
had the
He's
Wolverine
perfect
gonna
again.
die
balance.
the next time he
Yeah,
tries to get
Wolverine's
fit for
supposed
that.
to be 4'8" or some crap like that,
he is
and
short.
back hair and hunched over. Like he can't even hold up
It
the
sounds
adamantium
horrifying.
skeleton because he
It
can't
sounds
hold up the
horrifying.
adamantium skeleton. That's the whole point.
That's
Like he can't stand up straight. He's hunched over for a reason.
that's terrifying. Damn, that's dark. X-Men's
It's
dark.
dark, but it's accurate. Am I right,
Man,
dude? I mean,
yeah,
I I think they were going to see a younger version of the X Men. I
they
don't
have
I
to
think
hope
because
that.
he's
so.
got to last for a while. So
Yeah,
I
I think that
in an
you're
action
looking at
role.
least Phase 5 for it. I think the fallout from Multiverse of Madness, like the multiverse, is what's going to be able to allow them to bring in the X Men.
sure.
Because in this alternate timeline, the X gene is a thing and gets triggered in puberty and blah blah blah, and they'll explain it
I
away that
honestly
way.
believe that Kang is actually going to be the impetus for the Fantastic Four. By the way, like the whole Quantum Mania thing. That's why I'm thinking that they're not introduced till after.
Yeah,
You know what I
what they'll
mean? Till
probably
Phase
do
5.
is, I think they're going to not go with the classic Fantastic Four origin story of the space flight that gets hit by cosmic
I th-
beams.
yeah, it's
I
going to be
think
one of
they're
the
going to
realms
do.
that Scott passes through. Honestly,
I think it's going to be the negative zone.
yeah,
They'll open the negative zone. They'll go there like the
because
Ultimate Fantastic Four
Annihilus is a
origin
much better
story.
bad guy than Cosmic Rays.
I would like to see them model the Fantastic Four out off of the Ultimates a little bit more, just because the origin story of you know uh, Reed trying to create teleportation, and in order to do that, he opens up the portal to the negative zone. I think
Hmm.
that's a lot hipper than the
Sure.
original story. Um, I think you get to introduce Victor Von Doom and the whole family pretty easy that way.
Hmm.
Um, so I would like to see that. Now, what I don't want to see so much is the end of the Ultimate Fantastic Four, where Reed becomes the Maker and becomes like a bad guy.
Hmm.
I'd rather keep the Fantastic Four as good guys. But yeah, I could see the negative zone being discovered through a portal. I mean, we already have quantum technology and stuff. It would just be a different version of that. And I would like to see a younger Fantastic Four as well. Like,
Correct.
like they're portrayed in the Ultimates, where they're not in their 30s or 40s.
They're
They're
pretty
like,
young in the newest version, but I guess the rest that was the least worst part of the movie.
I don't know what you're talking about, because there was no Fantastic
No
Four
Miles
movie.
Teller or Michael B. Jordan.
No, there was
Oh, okay. That was just
that was
poor.
a
They
fever dream.
incorrectly credentialed them. I
Yeah.
get it. Nice. I hate to see that. IMDb slacking.
And
I
if at
think we
any point
reviewed.
I could see a bombastic Bagman in a Fantastic Four movie, where Spider-Man joins them but doesn't have a uniform, so they just put a bag on his head in the
That'd be
Fantastic
awesome.
Four uniform. I'd love to see the bombastic Bagman on the big screen.
So
Never
what's
happened,
next
but
for
it would be
the?
amazing.
What's the next thing? Is it the What If or is
Shang-Chi.
it
What if
Shang
is
Chi?
next? That happens next month, and
But
then
that's
Shang
like,
Chi happens.
as far as we
Oh,
know,
okay.
that's not going to have like any impact on like this is kind of like a side thing,
What if
right?
is exactly like it sounds. It's
Yeah.
what if
Hey,
this
what
happened.
if this happened? What if
But it
that
could
happened?
be canonical because the multiverse is like now exploding, right?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, there could
con-
be a universe in which that would be the normal timeline, but I don't think any of them are going to have a
You don't think
long-standing
it'll
effect on
affect
things
like the
going
greater
forward.
story?
No.
It's just a fun little thing.
Yeah, I just like the
well,
comic
Okay,
book.
I think it'll explain it for possible storytelling later in different TV shows or whatever, but not directly. Like, oh yeah, a zombie from the zombie universe came over. We got to
that looks
contain it
sick.
fast.
I'm like,
Oh,
oh
that's a
man,
bad story, bro. That is a bad story. I will
yeah.
not
It's not a
reread
bad
that. Oh,
story. I
hurt
like it.
me.
Why? What part of it
So,
hurt you?
All of it.
What, like
Watching my heroes get
Steve?
turned into zombies despite their powers.
sick.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, no. I'm not a zombie
Uh,
person. Zombies are horrific to me. Okay, this isn't like I'm a like I love zombie movies, especially as they represent something in our society, right? Uh, if I'm looking at something logically, however, I really don't want a magical or scientific virus or disease that transmits from one person to another to make them crave flesh really a thing. So,
Hmm.
like, that's horrific to me.
And
I
if
just think
reality is a
that
basis for anything, we know that even if there is a vaccine for a zombie virus, a lot of us will not get it. So,
that's true.
ah,
But my point of it is, like, I like the story because I like the exploration of what would happen if superpower beings did become zombies, and
Well, now we know they would implode the damn universe. They
not only
decay
that
their
one,
whole universe.
yeah, but multiple. Uh, in the comics, Jeremy, they end up eating Silver Surfer to get enough power cosmic that they could take out Galactus, and then they eat the gigantic
They eat
Galactus
Galactus
and
and
become
then
pretty much
keep
all
on
power.
going from planet to planet.
Yep.
Seriously.
And
that's
then when they
awesome.
run out of food in our universe, Reed makes portals to other universes, so then they can
Oh,
go hop universes and eat all of the
nice.
people in those
Yeah,
universes.
they're a disease for the multiverse as well.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty
that's what
So
I'm
cool.
it's kind of
saying.
like
Yeah,
the
Like,
Borg of Star Trek, like where they just kind of assimilate,
you will
go,
be assimilated.
but like they're the big bad of
Hmm.
mm,
like the worst possible outcome for your universe would be for them to show
Yeah.
up.
So it's what if Shang-Chi then Eternals
yes.
or is Hawkeye? Is Hawkeye coming out this year?
Hawkeye is supposed to be coming out this year, and I think that's the last of quote unquote season one of the shows. The next season
Okay.
looks so much better. Holy
There's
hell.
still She-Hulk as well.
She Hulk's part of the wave two. She Hulk,
When
Ms.
is
Marvel,
Moon
Moon
Knight?
Knight. Uh yeah. They're all like they announced their first
That's
glut
Oscar
of
Isaac.
But those
shows and
are those
then
on Hulu or are those on Disney Plus?
everything's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I thought I saw something about Hulu had something.
I hope to God
No.
not. Fuck Hulu. Um,
Whoa. No,
there goes our
Hulu is
sponsorship.
intrinsically tied to Disney Plus because that's how I pay for my Hulu. So
Yeah.
it's entirely possible that they're running commercials for each other.
You get Hulu with Disney Plus?
Hulu, Disney
You
Plus, and
can.
ESPN
Yeah, you get
Oh,
like
okay. Yeah, I'm not
for
interested in
for
any of that.
$12. Seriously, it's worth it.
I don't watch sports ball. I just read about it
Soccer.
a lot.
We'll occasionally put on a soccer game.
But yeah, so the future looks bright, sort of. Well, it looks dark for the universe, but bright for us being
Yeah,
entertained.
I'm
Uh,
looking forward to it.
I'm very excited. I think everyone had like a little bit of Marvel fatigue sort of by the end, and it was like I was not fatigued, but like I wasn't sad when Endgame ended, or like when Spider Man is like, there's that saga's done. The book, the end pieces are on it, and I was like a little concerned. I was like, can they bottle lightning again? I don't know. These
They don't
shows
need
are,
to bottle lightning. They just need to know how to generate the electricity.
but I feel like Kevin Feige has not really made a single mistake yet.
Let's not
And
say
how
that.
can one man be perfect unless he's a
Uh,
god?
well,
I don't know.
no,
There
he's
was
not. He's
Thor:
got a
The
whole
Dark
think
World.
tank with him. He just makes
So
ultimate decisions, like if there's an indecision going on. But a lot of this
He
is based off of comic sales, marketing, a lot of other things that come into play. And then he's the guy that says, "Well, wouldn't this be cool?" By looking at all of that data, you know. So
yeah. In Feige we trust, right? Should be on the money now.
mm,
That's a dystopian future where
yeah,
Disney is the government.
I don't really hold up demagogues at all. Thank you, Jeremy, for being that person.
Feige, Spencer, I need strong, apparently white male, figures to no, no. Uh
Wow.
don't clip that. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just, I'm very excited. I'm
Okay.
back on the I had fallen off, or the train had pulled into a station to refuel, and now I'm back on it. It's ready to
Mhm.
go. It's starting to chug.
Yeah.
I'm good. I can't wait for the Eternals too. I just like how they're like experimenting more. I'm very excited.
I'm gonna
Yeah, last time we reviewed and gave a points out of 10. I don't know why I said it weird.
for the
A score
series
out
as
of
a
10
whole this time.
for the series. Yeah. Or the season rather, because we have episode or season 2 coming out eventually down the road. Out of 10. And just say one nice thing you really liked about the show. Like a little icebreaker. I need to think. Ray gave a 10 to Captain America and the Winter Soldier, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think I gave it a 8 or
This is a
9, 8 after 9.
all right. Say something nice now.
About Loki?
Yeah.
Well, Loki, super, very, very character driven. I think there wasn't like a ton of action. There's a little bit, like a little like hot spots here and there, but it's mostly like a good character piece, and like all the actors did an amazing job. Um, I really like Hiddleston, the woman who played Sylvie. I like Jonathan Masters.
Sophia Di Martino.
Everyone did a great job. I really like
You
the
said
actors. They were
one good thing.
fantastic.
You're doing a whole other
Um,
podcast now with your thing.
oh yeah, yeah, just like a really very, very well. Owen Wilson's in it. That's another good thing. Um, I'm going to give it. As is typical of me, I usually rate it on did it accomplish its goal? And I think
Are you stalling here?
He is.
9.5. I
Wow.
think it's
Okay.
like
Good for you.
significant for the entire Marvel universe now, like this new saga. And it's very well done. And I think it
Hmm.
accomplished everything it set out to do that they kind of showed at the beginning.
Sure.
I can't really
Okay.
think of, and it's very well executed, beautiful, great actors. Yeah, 9.5.
Dave, what you got?
I got this at an 8.4. 8.4 and one good thing.
Hmm.
Only one.
Yeah,
Um, I think I think casting was perfect. I really enjoy Owen Wilson being on screen for
it has
sure.
been a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in much, and this is like classic uh, Owen Wilson, like Shanghai Noon, Shanghai
Yeah.
Nights, Owen Wilson. Yeah, like I really enjoy him in those movies, and I really enjoyed him in this. I think he was the perfect straight man slash foil for Loki, and I really enjoyed that. And if I had to pick one negative, I would say that we never got to see him on a water ski. So
That's disappointing.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and give this an 8. Still remaining static for me. I'm not a time travel guy. Not my forte. Like I think it allows for great storytelling, but also allows for loopholes to be found and used later on. Like as soon as you start making rules about time travel,
yeah,
those rules can be used against you. I just wish
Hmm.
people would just leave time travel alone. It seems to be the big trend right now. However,
Hmm.
it did what it was supposed to. Totally entertained me completely. Don't get me wrong. I was completely entertained. Um, and one good thing, variant Loki's rule. There you go. That's where I am.
They were good. Oh man, Gator Loki, classic.
Gator Loki.
All
That's
right,
right.
so
There are more memes about him this week than any other thing that has been memed off Loki.
we better see him again. I'm
That
just
and
saying
Kid
he's got to
Loki.
show up again.
Yep.
Kid Loki's excellent. Yeah. So 9.5 from Jeremy, 8.4 from Dave, and a solid 8 from
Correct.
Sir Ray. So solid series. Definitely check it out. That'll be it for not our last episode actually of uh a low-key discussion about Loki, the show about Loki.
Yep.
Because season 2 is coming out at some point. So yeah, we will see you then when season 2 comes out on this segment. You can check us out every Wednesday on your favorite podcasting platform, or every
Wow.
Saturday if there's a Marvel show going on,
Which there
which I
will
guess
be.
there always is, apparently. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for coming to the Loki party, Loki lounge session. Peace.
bye.
Later, yo.